Welcome to the Toffee TV Podcast, episode 5. It's
so
me,
I
Baz.
believe, yeah.
Yeah, it's me, Baz. I'm joined by Andy, as always.
I'm the one constant. Yeah.
You are, aren't you? Yeah. You know, me and Pet.
Right, I'm quite regularly, you could say.
know, we've got other commitments.
Yeah, holidays.
Holidays and stuff. We'll talk about Pet's holiday in a bit. Let's start with the season so far.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you and Ped might have done this last week, but I wasn't here, so
yeah, we can review it again.
You know, and quite selfishly, I'm going to decide to talk about it this week as well. 4 games played. Everton in the top 6, 7 points from the opening 12. How do you think it's gone?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm quite positive in the sense that, as I've said, like, you know, Everton have one game, got 7 points on the board without particularly playing the best. So as long as you can keep gaining those points, and even when you're not playing your best, when you will get to the point where you play your best, then you should kick on. That's my belief anyway. But so 7 points from 12, that's a good start. Yeah, I think it was last season. Was it 6 points from them games? I think we look a bit better this time round. I think we look a bit, I think we won't have that dip as we did last season as well. So I think we're in a good position.
Fingers crossed.
We
won't have that.
Well, dip. The system seems quite settled, doesn't it? You watch the back four. I know they had a bit more trouble against Wolves than you would like, but even so, they seem quite a bit of a unit now. Everyone seems to know the roles. The zonal marking's not giving us as much trouble. Now we can see the goal from the throw, but Iwobi went down injured, didn't he? And he was sort of settling back in after that. So yeah, I'm quite positive really overall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. Obviously 2 wins from 2 at Goodison, which is great. Always good to start home form strongly. I think that sets the tone then for the rest of the season. It gets the belief going, and it also makes teams that are coming to Goodison more wary. You look at teams' records, when you go into places, and if it's win, you start thinking, well, this is obviously a tough place to go, and if you can get the first goal against a lot of those teams, ultimately that drives you on. The away form, as we've mentioned a couple of times, mentioned it in the Bournemouth preview as well, the away form hasn't been good for a number of years, and for me, Aston Villa away, Crystal Palace away are 2 games that I believe Everton should be winning both of those games. For us not to score a goal in either of those games is a slight worry, I'm not going to lie. But I mean, what is it with Everton scoring goals away from home?
You look at the games in isolation. The Palace game, I don't know, we just didn't seem at the races really in terms of going forward. We had a couple of chances. Gylfi missed one, obviously. That was the main one. Aston Villa, people point to the Dom chance, Iwobi at the post,
Walcott blazing.
No, they're the 3 you think of. But let's be honest here, we didn't create an abundance of great. I know people say you should take at least one of those chances, which you should, but you need to create a lot of chances. You need to be creating much more chances and quality chances at that to win games. And I felt in that game, certainly the Villa game, especially the midfield just seemed really stale. We didn't really move well off the ball. It was going out wide. I think what that sort of did for Silva, you've probably thought, I need to change this up now. And with the Lincoln game, you could play Iwobi, you could play Keane, they thought, and Delph, and then so we changed it up. And I think you look at it against Wolves, much more fluid. We didn't go down. We still went wide because we were exposing what Wolves full-backs bombing on, which is smart. But we also played through the middle a bit as well, and a bit more movement. And I think you'll see better Everton going forward, and especially in away games. I think we'll be a better prospect going forward. But them 2 games were really not really great to watch going a forward perspective, really.
No, I mean, Villa, you're right, we didn't create loads, but we had a lot more chances than they did, albeit, shots blocked and everything. I just think, it just seems like we have to work so hard to score a goal away from home. It's weird that it comes so comfortably at Goodison and away from home. It's like a real effort, almost like a surprise when we score, which is mad. But that's certainly one of the areas, isn't it, that we've got to pick up and improve on. And if this team is to do what it wants, and if it's to do what Marco Silva and Marcel Brands and ultimately Farhad Moshiri wants, and to crack that top 6, top 4 and be chasing for, in the running for FA Cups and getting into Europe, then it's going to have to learn to cope away from home and start impressing the way we want to play So there's no difference between Goodison and away, and the
exactly.
top teams do that.
They walk in, they play their way, they force the way they play, their philosophy on the other team. Yeah, obviously we're trying to get there, and I don't think the Gabam injury came a bit of unfortunate at the time. Really, I think obviously even if he hadn't been playing particularly well still at this point, he still would have been adapting and getting involved. And I know people say, well, Delph wouldn't have been in the team, but the more options you have, the better. And he provides that defensive cover that we probably we're going to lack against certainly a City. So that's probably the only real big downer so far, I guess, of the season. Other than that, really, although the Villa game was pretty bad, it's one result. We've moved on since then, and we got through the League Cup. I'm big components of the League Cup. I hope we win it this season. I think it's a cup we should definitely go to win. Swindon have won it, Liverpool won it every other time they played in it. It's time for us. It's time for us to win a trophy, and expect that trophy be nice. I know it's not the main one. The FA Cup's more of a bigger trophy, but even so, I'd still be happy. I'd be more than happy with the League Cup. I think it's something we should celebrate as well.
Yeah, we won the Carabao Cup. That's Europe done in February.
Exactly.
And, it's a burden off our back. Let's be honest, in terms of trophies and stuff. I think it's one that I think every Evertonian would agree with you in terms of. Get it won, and Sheffield Wednesday away, obviously the draw was made after that Lincoln game. Sheffield Wednesday away, it's not going to be easy.
Gary Monk's just coming in.
Gary Monk's gone in there.
We are a much more talented side. We should win, but the league, the cups can throw out results. I think if we played the way we played against Lincoln, minus the silly defensive errors, I think we'll sail through, but. The Lincoln game wasn't easy. I know we dominated the game, but the first goal, and then that second goal where I think the ball's still moving perpetual to get to that art.
I mean, what have you made so far of the new players? Obviously Moise Keane and Alex Iwobi started brilliantly, but what have you made of the new players? So
I'll start with Keane. I think Keane, you compare him to Don, because obviously Dom's our striker, the striking option at the start of the season. The movement's so much more crisper off the front, and people say, he hasn't got a good first touch. I don't think his game's holding the ball, but I think it's gathering it into his feet and turning and running, which I like. I prefer that in a striker. I wanted Everton to move away from the hold it up type of striker and lay it off type of striker for a long time. That's the striker we've mainly had since I've watched Everton anyway, since I was a kid. So I think having someone who's more mobile and someone who can take and create his own chances is good. And I think you watch the game against Palace, he made 2 great runs onto the front of the near post, which Gylfi Wolves. Apologies, Wolves. He made 2 good runs, and he was almost picked out. And you look at the Lincoln game where he dribbled past 3 players and had the shot that hit the post, so you can see those flashes. Yes, he's a bit raw and he's not used to the system and he's trying to get used to new players, but I think that he's provided a bit of excitement for Evertonians. I think the goals will come, but just got to give him time, patience. He's only 19, isn't he? He scored for the under-21s last night the night before. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with him. In terms of Iwobi, I'm a big fan of Iwobi. I think we'll see more of his passing game. You've seen flashes of it so far. The goals have come, which weren't really abundant at Arsenal. We scored 2 headers. I think he only ever scored 1 header for Arsenal.
1 header, yeah.
So that's a real big positive in terms of Iwobi, and I think we'll see him and Gylfi Sigurdsson link up a lot more, because he likes to drift into that space in the middle as well, and drift out, and certainly help Luca Dean as well, in the fact he'll drag a marker away, allowing more one-on-ones to get across. And so yeah, I think they've been real positives. Barman, as I say, we only saw brief time moments and give the ball away a couple of times. We didn't like that, but I think there was flashes from him as well where you could say it's going to be a good sign. And who else do we sign? Sidibe, he was okay at Lincoln. Yeah, we've not really seen enough of him. And Delph looks like Gareth Barry, doesn't he? Really, that type of signing. So I think that was I think that's one that's going to settle us down really well in away games potentially. That experience that someone who knows how to go away and be consistently perform at a high level. I think he'll help us in the dressing room. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think obviously Moise Keane. I've not seen him live yet for us because we've been away, but I watched every minute of the games. While I was away, and he's lively. He looks like a real threat. It's just his natural movements, his natural runs across defenders, trying to get across the front post, and he likes the sprint we've seen against Wolves. He was onto a mistake by Conor Cody. He should have got his head up with all in fairness, and probably laid it off to Richarlison, but he was trying to get that shot away. He had one against Watford late on that he put over the bar, but he made a great run, a lovely little turn. So I think he showed flashes of what he's about. I think he's only going to get better. I think the goal for the 21s will help him just get back in. It was the first goal he scored this season, so that gives you that confidence as a striker. I think Iwobi's been excellent. He's done better probably than what I thought in terms of just settling in. Looks like he's played for us for years, which is testament to him and to the work Marco Silva and the coaching staff are doing with him. Sidibe, I'm like you, I thought he got better against Lincoln. I thought what we saw was very, very intelligent passing of the ball. I think, positionally sometimes he wasn't great. And that's something to work on, but I think in terms of going forward, some of his passing was excellent, and real desire to get in, like Seamus, real desire to get into that final third and to make a difference. Delph, watch Delph at Wigan and in pre-season, and you could see within 2 minutes of what kind of player he was. Wants the ball, demands the ball, pass it, take the ball confidently, pulling people into position, and he's took that into the 2 games that he's played, for the first team, in first team fixtures, Lincoln away and particularly Wolves at home. I thought he drove Everton on, and I think he's only going to be, a great sign for us in terms of what he brings into the dressing room, as well as his actual technical football ability. JP Gabaman, that's obviously a real frustration. We would have loved him to settle down, but he's gonna, a bit like Andre Gomez last year, maybe that he can use this time to assess what it is, how quick the Premier League is, what he needs to do. Look at, seeing the thing with Marco Silva where he was saying he's going to involve him in all the pre and post match stuff, so that he's getting the same information as the players, and hopefully that'll, to use it to turn a negative into a positive. Hopefully that'll give him that integration period with the lads and all of that.
Get used to life here.
Get used to it, and then so he comes back strong and ready to go when we can get him back. And the quicker we can get him back, the better, I think, for the team overall. So I think in general the signings have looked good. I think I've been impressed with Yerry Mina.
Yes, very good.
Been excellent. Him and Michael Keane look solid. They'll face different challenges than what they've faced so far, and it's can we come through those challenges. That's what it's all about.
I think Jordan Pickford looks like he's gone up another level in maturity as well as his performances.
Said he had a heart-to-heart with Marco Silva in the summer about what he needs to do, and he's
certainly working with a good goalkeeper coach. Alblach and Edison came through under him, so he's in the second season with him now. You should start to see those improvements. So I think Everton are on the the positive outlook is whatever happens this season, but going forward and progressing, the coaching aspect of it and the development of players, I think you will see that a lot of change and a lot of difference that Marco Silva's making, because he is a hands-on coach. Some managers are not like that. So I think we'll see certainly the best. We'll get improvements out of Iwobi, Keane, Richarlison as you go through the season. They'll go to another level hopefully.
Yeah, and obviously, looking forward to the season ahead. But it's been a decent start, 7 points from 12. It's okay. It could have, been lovely to have, had 12 from 12 or something like that. But, it is what it is. And let's be honest, if Villa would have ended 0-0 and we'd have won our 2 home games and we were sat here with only a point extra, we'd all be going, this is, we made a great start, unbeaten in 4 and blah, blah, blah. So, it is what it is. We're going to lose games, aren't we?
Yeah, as I said on the tactics show the other day, which is on Patreon, the difference, the Villa game may be a turning point. So I know we got beaten, it was an horrible game to watch, but maybe Marco thought, it's time to change, we're going to implement it, because managers usually hold back on certain ideas, don't they? They like to implement them at certain times. You might think, right, it's time to get Keane and Iwobi in the team, we're going to freshen this up a bit. Last season's way we were playing might not work against these next couple of games, we'll change it up, and I think that it might have been a catalyst, if you will, and sometimes you need that. Obviously it's not great to lose, but in the way that we did, but maybe it'll be for the positive. And
also for players like Bernard, who I absolutely love, showing the team that the manager's not afraid to replace him, and
I thought he was harsh to be left out, really.
Well, he was, but that again, that's also a shot across the bow for the rest of the players, isn't it? It's like nobody's safe.
No.
If you're not performing, we've got players now who can replace what we've got, and Iwobi has replaced Bernard. In the last 2 games has replaced Bernard, and there's been no drop off in the level, and we've got an output from him, we've got goals, so you can't argue with the manager's choices, and that can only bode well for everybody, really. I think if your manager's making big calls and they're paying off, people start then going, I trust him.
The only thing I would, Marco Silva, I feel the slight improvement he needs to make is the substitutions. At times, I think we leave it a bit too late. Sometimes, that's only, it's not really criticism. It's more of a looking at it.
It's a difficult job, though. Subs, isn't it? Because you put a sub on, he comes on, and he would turn around to you and say, "Well, I put 2-2. I put Toast and Bernard.
You know how he did. I thought
Schneider won the game.
I was hoping Schneider to come on the 65th just to lock the door. But that's me. That's me.
But he put Bernard on, and Bernard was the assist to the assist.
Exactly.
Wasn't he?
That's the armchair manager speaking. You know what I mean?
No, and I think you're right. I think that's what we all do. We'll all look at it and go, "Well, I'd do that differently." I think we'll all do that. We always will.
It is the toughest part.
That's it. But
game management's very
difficult,
tough,
isn't it? Sometimes you'll put a sub on, he'll win you the game, and everyone goes, "Oh, what a sub!" And it's like
sometimes it's Mo Best, and he back heels it.
Other times, you'll put someone on and they'll make a mistake and get in trouble.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Fair enough. But decent start, so time to build on it. Next 7 points from 12. Next round of the Carabao Cup.
Next 2 games are winnable as well.
Two decent games coming up. So, all looking rosy.
Okay,
that's it for the first part. Join us again in a minute.
Thanks for downloading the Toffee TV podcast, but did you know we put all our shows out as podcasts? Head over to patreon.com/Toffee TV EFC and you'll find all the latest shows available as podcasts exclusively for Patreon subscribers. So if you need to find all the latest ever news, conversations, stats, match previews and match reviews as easily downloadable podcasts at your convenience, head over to Patreon.
Welcome back to part 2. It's the international break, and I, for one, hate it. I hate international football. I'm just going to have a little rant here.
Yeah, great.
I hate it. It's crap, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know whether Everton players being tapped up and everything else on international duty has given me a skewed view of it. There's too many breaks now for me for international football. I understand it, but when we're talking about players being knackered at the end of the season and you're cramming 9 games into December because there's 2 international breaks, it all spells nonsense to me. I literally just put them all in a pot for the finals and go, you got there, you didn't. So just do like loads of playoff games to get somewhere, because these games are garbage.
Yeah, they're not. Look at I know Kosovo gave England a good game last night, but let's be honest. When was the last time England were testing a qualifier? Really, it's not often. We've got not since the Sven era, really, isn't it? So we usually go through qualifying unbeaten or close to unbeaten now, and I'm not a big fan of international football. Someone who obviously likes to watch players. You can't take. I don't think you can take anything from international. I wouldn't sign. If I was a team, I wouldn't sign a player based on international form. It's a different type of football. You do with different players. You can never. Sometimes you can look better than you are. Sometimes you look worse because you're not playing with good players. You've seen Andy Robinson does not look the same for Scotland as he does for Liverpool. There's players like that. So I think with international football, there needs to be I suppose FIFA wanted to continue because that's where they drive the money from, isn't it? The World Cup and what have you not. But from a fan perspective, I really hate that first international break. You're looking forward to it. You get your teeth into the season, and suddenly it's all stopped. And I look before at the fixtures as we were before the Bournemouth preview and thought, we haven't played a game for nearly 2 weeks. Yeah, it's horrible. I don't want to. I suppose it's nice to watch like some of the players score. Like Tosin got 2 last night. Gylfi scored for Iceland, and Charleston's doing. It's nice to see, especially with Charleston, do well for Brazil. But I don't want them going away and getting injured. So just rather than being Finch Farm working with Marco Silva. But
I wonder if there's a way that they could just clump them together.
Couldn't they just play like if they're playing at home, like say Brazil playing? Can they only pick homegrown players? Players who play in Brazil or something, just so our players don't have to go away. I don't know.
I don't know. I look at it and always thought that maybe one of these breaks they could play 3 games in the 2 weeks instead of 2, and try to cut it down, or at the end of the season give them a block of 5 fixtures in 3 weeks. Something like that to get through them. The qualifying's rubbish. I mean, I like World Cup finals. I love that. I love watching the whole thing. Euros, and I'll enjoy watching the Euros, and I watched a bit of the Copa America in the summer just because I was bored and I wanted to see how Richarlison done. But that wasn't great, I'll be honest. The level wasn't great. I'm just becoming a bit tired of it, to be honest. I think because of things like the Champions League and the Europa League, they saturate you with that when international football comes around, it just feels like an extension of those things. Whereas the Premier League, you want to.
It's not really competitive either. No. It's like going through the motions, really. Like every game you watch it.
But I think that's the Champions League like that.
The first round of
the Champions League is just posturing to get the best 2 teams through. Occasionally you'll have a group of death, which I think you've got in this one.
Yeah.
One of the pots has got some really good teams in general. Everyone else, like Liverpool's group, them and
Salzburg,
that two
Napoli,
game, them and Napoli will waltz through it, I think. Things like that, and you look through City, will bounce through it. You just look at it, and it's nonsense until the business.
UEFA have noticed that as well, I think, and that's why they had the Nations League. Obviously, try and get rid of the friendlies and make it more competitive. And they're worried about the Champions League because the viewership for the group stage, because everyone knows who's going through. Yeah, it's the same teams, and let's be honest, it's designed that way to keep those teams in the money.
Of course it is.
And I think they're worried about the viewing figures because, Champions League groups. It's nice. I like seeing certain players play against City, for example. Like I watch Shakhtar against City, for example, because I like to see Shakhtar players against the real quality side if you're watching them. But other than that, there's nothing. Most of the time they just sail through. So
maybe I'm just saying this as an Evertonian. But we're not in it, and we never get to play in it. But
no, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy European games, but the international game is. Yeah, like you look at England last night, it was a fun game, don't be wrong, but say Harry Kane had got injured, do you think it was really worth that? If, for example, Harry Kane getting injured to go away, I'd rather if he got injured for Tottenham in the Premier League, then fine, but if he gets injured for England, it's like what an unnecessary way to get injured. I don't know. International football when I was much younger was much bigger than it is now. But when even the generation before me, maybe yourself, it's a really big thing. The World Cup was huge, but the Champions League now sort of become
it's because it was big because you didn't get to see a lot of these players.
Yeah, you didn't.
That's why. So when I remember being a kid, the '82 World Cup, I was
Brazil.
9 or 10, whatever. It was the best World Cup ever. I'm sorry, the best Brazilian team ever that should have won. They should have waltzed it, and they didn't. But you were watching players from Brazil who didn't play in Europe, so you didn't see them. That was the only time and you were dazzled by them because they were incredible. And that, to be honest, that carried on probably 1990 World Cup, some of those players, and 94 even. But by 98, 02,
you've seen
a lot
the
of those
Champions League,
players were playing in Europe, and then in obviously the Champions League, the rise of the Champions League, everywhere. So. And then those teams have become European almost now. The South American teams was not the same, and footy wasn't on the telly all the time. So when you got the World Cup and there was 2 or 3 games on in a day, it was unbelievable. You were like,
I used to have the highlights on Eurosport in the '94 World Cup. You can watch it all day and night. Hadji score, and you would never seen Hadji here, but now every best player either comes through the Premier League or you see them in Spain
around. So I think that's what it is. I think because there's so much football on telly, it dilutes it. And I know you've got to give these up and coming countries have got to be allowed to play in these international tournaments. Of course, they have. I wouldn't be trying to be, they shouldn't be playing against England, but it's just, I don't know. I think just as you get older, I just hate it. But you made a really good point there. From an Everton perspective, the international break we've seen. Jordan Pickford and Michael Keane be part of an England team that kept a clean sheet last week and did well. Obviously, the Kosovo game was a bit, Michael Keane gave a goal away.
Well, Ross Barkley's pass wasn't exactly.
No, Ross's pass was ridiculous, but Michael Keane
side-footed it ranges for feet.
Well, he could see the player. Why he did it, I don't know. But to be fair to Keane, he made amends a few minutes later with an assist.
Yeah, you'd pick yourself up.
Good header across the goal for England's equaliser. But then, we've seen Slabhead, Harry Maguire making, a ridiculous, giving a goal away. Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't cover himself in glory with one of the other goals as well.
I think English players tend to be overrated for me. I know, you look at like Maguire. Would anyone else in Europe pay £80 million for Harry Maguire?
Of course not.
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Didn't go for 65 or something.
Trent Alexander, really good going forward, great crossing the ball, good pass the ball. Can't defend the right back position at all. That's why Joe Gomez plays in bigger games. So you look at that, and then you've got Declan Rice. So people have seen me say before, he's just on the ball. He just can't pass the ball. And it goes past them because they just don't pass to him. It's like having 9 men on the outfield. So England have got but let's go back to more of an Everton focus view than me going about England. But it's in the sense of it's nice to see Michael Keane play for England. It boosts his confidence. He's been picked. I think they'll try and get Joe Gomez probably back in there next to him or Maguire over the next course.
Well, maybe. And to be fair, from an English perspective, if you want to look at it like that, maybe it should just be one between Maguire.
It's the balance, isn't it? Yeah.
Keane. So maybe they are fighting it out. And I personally, and I'm probably a little bit biased, but I'd have Michael Keane. I think Harry Maguire makes too many mistakes.
He does. The difference between the two is Maguire's a bit more mobile, but he's also a bit less solid in the sense that he runs up the pitch for over.
I've watched him at Goodison the last few years, and I know people have hated him, but I just look at him and think, I wouldn't have him. Sorry.
Not good enough, no.
So there you go. That's what it is. But other players, obviously, you mentioned Richarlison before. He's done really well last week. He played really well against Colombia.
Right as well,
He played last night for 70 odd minutes. So he's had a good run out there. Yerry Mina was excellent against Brazil. Didn't play last night. He was sub last night.
Good stuff.
Colombia made a few. Well, they made like quite a few changes last night. So they changed the team. Ended up, I think it was 0-0 their game. We've seen Gylfi Sigurdsson score for Iceland, and then didn't have a great game all round, but a goal will do him the world of good.
As long as he's not having those games for Everton.
No, it doesn't matter, does it? We've seen Moise Keane score a penalty for the 21s for Italy. They won 5-0 against Luxembourg. We've seen Tom Davies captain the 21s last week, and then was outstanding the other day, and AD Boothroyd was going on about him, saying what a performance, and he, mature, and he controlling midfield, which is great for us. And then we've seen obviously the Schenk getting 2 goals and an assist
against the real plumbers.
No one else scored, did they?
No, to be honest with you, the second finish was very good. We're at the bar because the first finish was delightful.
The first finish was
flicked
great,
over the top, but the second one was about striker's goal.
Proper instinct.
Yeah,
and that'll do them the world of good. Strikers thrive on goals. They thrive on goals, and any goal you can get gives you that boost of confidence. Definitely. And that was why, again, I was delighted to see the likes of Moise Keane on the score sheet, because it gives you that that belief, here we go again, I'm up and running again, and I think that'll help Schenk as well, because the lad has had a lot of offers over the last 12 months to leave Everton. Certainly over the last since January and the summer, there was a lot of teams after him in the summer, and he wants to stay and fight it out at Everton, which is fair play. And you know what? They used to say that he won't get his chance at some stage this season.
You could potentially, you never know what happens, don't you? And there's obviously, if we're going to be going far in cup competitions, there's certainly going to be games available to people to come in. And that's why Tom Davies probably hasn't gone out as well on loan, as we discussed through the day. But yeah, I've got no problem with Schenk. I think he's a fine player. I think he may not suit what we want to do in terms of style, but yeah, if you get people, as you say, you get people close to him, he can score goals, and that's the difference between him and Tom. He's more of a threat to score a goal. Maybe doesn't help the all-round team play as much, but he works hard as well.
But if we played, I think when Schenk plays, your 2 wide players have to play up with him. You can't leave him isolated, because he's never gonna run in behind, not quick enough.
No, he's not.
But if you put players round him who are quick and have got good movements, I think he's fine. And like you say, the goals will come. He come on at Lincoln and set up a Wobie's goal. Key goal, good ball from Gylfi, great header back across the goal, unselfish, and we were 3-2 up. And then obviously Richarlison knocks in number 4 and we're through. But I wouldn't write his Everton career off just yet, Cenk Tosun. I'm not saying he'll become the main striker, but I think
he'd be lucky to see out next summer at Everton. I'd be
honest. I'm just saying, this season, listen, he could go in January, for all I know. But who's to say that he gets back in over the next, or he comes off the bench a couple of times and gets key goals? You don't know with players.
You need players jumping at the bit, though, whether in the team or not.
Yeah, of course, because you can't just...
Yeah, it's good to see him in
can't just rely on Dom and Moise Keane and go, we only got 2 strikers and they're them.
No.
You need other people to champion.
Combined age is less than 45, so you can't really know.
I mean, what about Zuma? Zuma's still here.
Who?
Yeah. Humanias. Is that what you're saying?
Before the Prince, yeah.
The Prince is still around, mate, and I mean...
I think he's in the under-23s, isn't he?
Yeah, he's back there for now. But again, he's another one I wouldn't rule out being involved at some stage. Not saying long term, of course, I'm not, and the chances are he'll go in January for the simple reason that his contract, I think, runs out in
5 years. It would be, that's right, yeah.
Is it the summer?
So Martinez is 5 years, since he signed him, yeah.
So it'll be 2024, it'd be, isn't it?
No, he signed 2015-16, so it'll be 15, 4
January
years.
16,
2020, yeah. So yeah, it'll be right, 5 years.
4 years. Come on, and January 2016.
I'm sure he's one of the people whose contract's up next season. Let me check.
I don't know whether he's got 18 months. But what I was going to say was, well, you just go on your phone. What I was going to say was, come to January, right? Come January, he might have just over a year left on a contract, or he might have 5 months, whatever. It's a lot easier to get him out the door. The same was what we did with Kevin Morales, I suppose. His contract was...
it's essentially a free transfer, isn't it? Yeah.
So you get him out. So, but Umar, I think, he's got...
2020 he's out.
Yeah. So he's got goals in him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Whether or not he'd ever get back in our squad, I don't know. But the one that Cuca Martina. I think Everton in general got rid of everyone they wanted to, but Martina I think offers nothing and won't offer anything to the squad. And he's just going to have to sit around himself now.
Well, what they'll do is they'll hope that someone comes interested in January, and then you say, because we were offering Nias on like a free loan essentially, and someone was saying to people, we don't want any loan fee, we'll just take the wages and we'll leave it at that. But with them having that 6 months left, then it leaves anyone to come in for him. And I think with the money, both of them only having 6 months left, you can say your money. You can't stay. There's no point in staying for the money now because you've only got 6 months left anyway. So hopefully they'll be gone.
He'll probably get himself a chance, won't he? But
yeah.
No, but just to recap, international footy's crap.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, settled. Yeah.
That's our opinion. I mean, you listening might feel differently, but I don't know. I think a lot of people, or certainly a lot of people I interact with, don't like it. I think it's
less and less, isn't it? Now,
there's too many breaks. If there was just one in October,
if it wasn't so close to the start of the season,
you'd kind of handle it and go, yeah, all right.
You've been waiting for the Premier League, and
you're waiting to start, and it seems to come here, and then it's off again for a couple of weeks. But like we said, it is back. So basically, me and Andy are just saying that it's crap.
End it.
What more can you say?
Exactly. Yeah.
Finish it right now. Like, we're having 4 parts in this one.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So this is the end of part 2.
Nice.
In a bit.
Thanks for downloading the Toffee TV podcast, but did you know we put all our shows out as podcasts? Head over to patreon.com/Toffee TV EFC and you'll find all the latest shows available as podcasts exclusively for Patreon subscribers. So if you need to find all the latest ever news, conversations, stats, match previews and match reviews as easily downloadable podcasts at your convenience, head over to Patreon.
Welcome back to part 3 of Toffee TV Podcast, episode 5. We're just going to move away from footy for a minute. We're just going to talk about holidays because basically Ped's on holiday. I haven't been here because I've been on Aldi.
I haven't been on Aldi, surprisingly.
You haven't been on Aldi yet. I'm sure there'll be some time when you go on Aldi.
I'll try.
But I've just come back and Ped's gone. So holidays. Ped at the moment is in Wales.
It's in Betheli.
He's in Abersoch, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, I was thinking Betheli.
But although Betheli is quite close to Abersoch.
I'm not a Wales type of person.
You know.
When I was a kid, went to Prestatyn all the time, stayed in the caravan, but since then I haven't been back.
I still go and stay in a caravan in Prestatyn. My mate's got one and
where is it?
We go there regularly in Prestatyn.
Haven?
No, not Prestatyn. It's on Lido Beach.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's sound. It's sound. It's like 2 minutes from the beach where his caravan's situated. It's lovely for a weekend break or an overnight, just to get away. And caravans, I think it's that thing with caravans that it does take you back to being a kid. So when I go back in the caravan, it's like everything's great, just calm, quiet, and all of that. So I don't mind that. And Wales has got some fantastic places to go and climbing and walking and lovely beaches and stuff. The weather, isn't it? The weather. I've always said that if you got the weather here. If we had, if May to September in this country, you could kind of say, well, you know what, mid-70s, sunny. A lot of people wouldn't go abroad because there'd be no reason to.
It's very easy to say Wales is great when you just come back from Florida, though, isn't it?
No, yeah, it is. But I'd say Wales is great.
It is. Anyway. It is a lovely place to go.
It's the weather. The weather dictates.
It does, yeah.
Doesn't it?
It's not like Southport Pontons, but but yeah, and. At the end of the day, I wish I'd been to Florida, I'm going to be honest with you.
You've been enough times.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
not enough time.
But we both be right. Listen, let's talk about Florida then, because you brought it up.
Yeah, it's fine.
I love it.
I love it,
and you love it. And it's a place. I've said to you before. Obviously, with having kids now that are at different ages for me, two adults. Well, 21 and 18, and I've got an 8-year-old. So it's the only holiday probably that the other two would come on with us. Well, no, saying that my daughter would come every time to Wales with us at one stage last year. So, but I can take, we can all go away as a family and all do things together. Yeah. Obviously, we're all, me and my missus are big kids. We love the theme park. The kids love it. They've been, somewhere where we've saved up to go every other year or whatever it is, and had a great time every time we go. And that for us as growing up and getting older. To be able to still do all that, tick those boxes with your kids and experience that, it's fantastic. But it's for adults as well.
It is for adults, yeah. I love going, like, when me and my missus go, I love going to Epcot and getting on the ale for it. But it's nice because they've got like people haven't been, it's got like there's like they call Wales, and you've got like Canada. There's a Britain one. You never go there though, because why would you go there if you're British?
Well, you walk through it.
Yeah, you've got Mexico. You can try different drinks like tequila in Mexico and Italian beer and French wine. It's great. It's a fun day out, and obviously got a couple of rides in Epcot. But do you know what I think's a real shame about it now is when I was younger, it was much more affordable to go to America for families. And now there's a lot of people out there who probably sadly, with the climate, it's the financial climate people live in now, that won't be able to afford to go in. And it's such a magical place that you have to experience it. Obviously, Euro Disney's not far away, but I've never been to Euro Disney, but Disney's that I always say to people, I know this is really corny, that's the only place where there's real magic in the world, because no one is ever unhappy in Disney. No. It's just a great time. They look after you, and the people are great, and everything you want's there as well. Yeah. And I think it is the greatest place in the world, I'm going to be honest.
No, but it is. Park, of course. It is, obviously, and yeah, I mean, I was going to say that, Goodison's got that magic, and
don't get the lows that you get at Goodison.
No, you don't. and every time I go to Disney, I absolutely love it. But you're right, it's more expensive. It's getting more expensive. Obviously, whether it's exchange rates and stuff don't help. So it is. You do have to scrimp and save and stuff, because it just to get there. Years ago was a lot cheaper than it is now.
You can get a cheap hotel and a flight for like 800 quid now. It's like easy $2,000 to $2.5 grand.
It's mad. But what a place. I mean, an absolutely fantastic place. Obviously, we were on hurricane watch when we were there. I was getting messages off. I got messages off a couple of American followers of Toffee TV saying, "Get yourself out. Try and get a flight home." And I was like, "Oh no, mate, I've been here enough times and been on hurricane watch quite a few times to know that they evacuate into Orlando because it's 60 miles in. So you'll still get obviously the outer bands, the wind and the rain, and it can be a bit. The gusts can be a little bit thingy, but it's nowhere. Obviously what happened in Grand Bahama was horrendous, and this hurricane was the biggest ever recorded. Out to sea, the fastest winds or the strongest winds ever rather. So it did look a bit hairy for a while, and coming home, it was off the coast of Florida when we flew home. So we had to, the day before, flights were cancelled. So they were saying to us, you might not be able to go home for a week. And you were like,
"Oh, all right."
No, well, you know what? Yeah.
It's money.
It's money. It's car. It's parks. Your tickets have run out. It's you've eaten, the clean and all of that. But we were lucky. On the Wednesday, it moved enough, and they flew us over towards Tampa and then up. So we kind of had to go the long way down, But no, it was mad. But I had a great time and chatted to loads of Evertonians,
Yeah, you got spotted.
A few people come up and got pictures and stuff. But it was just great seeing Everton. I just love seeing the blue shirt in places like there. Always makes me feel good, because you do see, unfortunately, red shirts and all that. But as I said, Peds in Wales, and Abersock's a lovely place. We went to Abersock in May. To Bethlehem, mate.
Yeah, my mate's got a caravan there, loves it.
Lovely.
I've heard it's like like a really like posh place
it's
to go.
The
Millionaires Row and all.
Yeah, but that's what they say. The Santa Pay of Wales.
That's what they say. Yeah, exactly.
But it's gorgeous down. When we were there in May, there was a couple of lovely warm days, and there's people water skiing and everything down at Abersock. It was absolutely lovely. So Peds like hobnobbing down there, mate. He's probably there.
I had the dog book the holiday for him, so...
Well, listen, Loki plays a big part.
That's the dog's name?
Dog's name's Loki.
You're right, okay. I wonder what Peds into.
Exactly, yeah. I took a picture in Epcot in Norway, because there was there's a thing that says Loki, and something else sent it back saying, if you don't get this sign, you're rubbish and all that. But yeah, I'm sure, listen, he'll have his cagoule on. Him and Sam, he'll be walking there with the dog, and he'll be loving it, and he'll probably.
It wasn't flying the Millennium Falcon, though, was it?
It wasn't flying the Millennium Falcon. Don't bring it back up.
Listen, my ears were burnt out the other week when he got the pictures. He was absolutely disconsolate about you going on the Millennium Falcon, especially with Will, by the way. Obviously, Will just saw it there, didn't he? But yeah, he was disconsolate. Honestly, it was the whole podcast was overtaken by you.
Shut up.
He was, yeah.
I mean, I got sent a clip.
It was just
saying, "Look at this," and he was destroying.
Yeah, I was quiet for 10 minutes as he just went through it all. His fandom, the history of his fandom.
Hello, but the thing about it is, he wasn't there. It wasn't like they picked me over him. They probably would have anyway. But and B, you know, I wanted to fly the Millennium Falcon since I was 5. Star Wars come out in 77. I went to see it when I was 5. I've wanted to fly it since then, as a kid. So
you are lucky in that sense.
Before
you went to Pandora as well, and these are all the new places.
Listen, Star Wars thing was incredible. It was, and that, you know, big thanks to Will Sliney and everything else. You know, it was incredible. It was something I never expected. It was something that came out the blue. It was fantastic. But what a place! Absolutely unbelievable.
I was going to ask you, do you know what I love about America? I don't know if you like this. You know, lightning here, you see a bit of crackle in the sky there, right to the floor, you can see it, it's the best.
We went to Busch Gardens, so we're driving home, Busch Gardens in Tampa, if people don't know. So we're driving home from Busch Gardens in most ridiculous rain, so I'm driving. There's no rules on American highways, there's the freeways, they're just
don't even indicate.
They don't indicate, if you're in the middle lane, they're flying past you on both sides. I'm driving like this, the wipers going.
You can't see,
Can't really see. And my lad described it as hybrid lightning. There was fork lightning going into sheet lightning. It was right the way across the sky. It was scary, to be fair.
Scary,
It was, and there was fender benders all the way along. There was a few accidents, and you're just thinking, oh man, it's 86 miles away from where you were staying. So I'm just thinking, oh my God, you know, you've got 10 to 2 hands, the knuckles are coming. I don't think it gripped the roller coasters as hard as it was.
Not even the Mako now.
No, Mako's just a little thin in it. So, but that was mad. But the lightning was incredible, absolutely incredible. But the thing that always gets me with Florida and is, you know, every time you come out of a shop or the thing, how hot it is in the night as well, and it gets you every time. You just walk out and go, I was thinking it was cold.
So the last time I went, it was like November, and you think it's still, it's really warm in the day, still, but of a night time, because you think the difference. It's quite cold. It's quite chilly.
Was it?
It's chilly, and you have to wear like a hoodie or, you know, coat. It's weird, yeah.
You see, I don't think I'd like that. I've only ever been.
No, and you'd like it's because the balance between the day and night is so different. So, you know, you go to a water park and you're wet, and you're coming home with a night time. It's quite cool, really. Yeah. Luckily, I drive when I go to America. I actually really enjoy driving in America, because I know you say it's a bit wild on the highways, it is, but it's quite
long and straight.
It's quite relaxed when you drive in America, because people are just generally a bit slower life.
It's all right when there's no rain. There's no rain.
Well, the rain there is like tropical rain.
It's berserk. It hits you from every angle. Exactly. But no, it's a fantastic place, and it was good.
Sure, you'll go again.
Yeah, it's just when you come home, you just kind of go. After about a day, you're like, is this my life? Like, what do we do? Especially from somewhere like there, because you're on the go all the time and you're in the parks. And
got a minute.
When you're just sitting down, you're like, just what they're doing tonight? Just watch a bit of and sleep. Mate, I'm still messed up with the sleep.
Yeah, it's bad. The jet lag coming back.
It's weird, like. But Ped obviously won't have to suffer with the jet lag from Abersoch. Although his life is like he's got jet lag. Ped. He lives his life like he's got jet lag. He will text me at 4 o'clock in the morning and just be like, look at this or look, and I'm like, if you haven't read it because I'm asleep, you know, I'm all right till about 1:45, and then my eyes probably go. At the moment, he could probably get me at 10 to 4 because I'm still awake watching all kinds of football documentaries because I can't go to sleep. But that's his normal life. But what it's taught me is I couldn't live the way he lives. I couldn't stay up till he messaged me right when I was in America, and I read it when I'd wake up. So obviously I'm 5 hours behind, so I'd wake up and see a message and not think about it. Then I'd look and go,
what's the 5 o'clock?
That was like 5 or 6 a.m.
He definitely wasn't up out of bed at that point.
And he wasn't up.
No,
he hadn't gone to bed. There's no way he was up. You know, and you're like, how are you still awake at 5:30 in the morning? How? To do what?
Well,
watches everything, doesn't he?
Various activities, whatever he's up to,
Whatever he's up to, yeah. Maybe the dog didn't want him to bed that early.
No, it's the boss of bed, yeah.
But you've got to spin that back. He can't carry on like that, can he?
Maybe go to his, no, we can't go with criticising sleep patterns, but yeah.
No, but listen, it is what it is. That's why, you know, when he comes in here, he's fuming.
Yeah.
If he gets in here for midday, he's fuming.
Joe's only in today because he's not here.
Yeah. Joe knows. Joe comes in and she's the man. That's what it's about. But now, hopefully, he's having a lovely time. The place where he's staying up nice, sent me a couple of pictures. So hopefully the weather stays. It's supposed tomorrow and Friday supposed to be quite nice. So fingers crossed for him.
Is he back Saturday? Is he? Yeah.
Saturday, I think. Yeah. So hopefully he'll have a couple more dry days and enjoy himself before he's back here. No Everton stress.
Back for the stretch run, isn't he now?
Back ready for the next 4 weeks until the next international. Is there another one in November?
I think it's October. At least October, isn't it? Or November?
No, it's early October.
Yeah,
it's like 2 weeks and then
2 weeks another one. Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake!
Is there only one game though there? I
don't care. I don't care. There's another stupid game. Let's not let it cross over.
Yeah.
Right, we'll be back for part 4 when we actually will be talking about football and Everton's trip to Bournemouth.
Yay.
Thanks for downloading the Toffee TV podcast, but did you know we put all our shows out as podcasts? Head over to patreon.com/Toffee TV EFC and you'll find all the latest shows available as podcasts exclusively for Patreon subscribers. So if you need to find all the latest Everton news, conversations, stats, match previews and match reviews as easily downloadable podcasts at your convenience, head over to Patreon.
Welcome back to part 4 of the Toffee TV Podcast, episode 5. Bournemouth away, and we've done a match preview video talking about it there, but not a great ground for Everton since they were promoted.
No, we've had I wouldn't say horror results there, but that 3-3 still lives long in the memory when we celebrated.
That's the first one.
Yeah, we celebrated for what seemed like forever, and then the referee and Martinez made the sub, didn't he? And the referee.
The Darren Gibson sub for no reason.
I've missed my train. I'm going to keep you easy. So we played on for 2 minutes, and of course they scored. And since then it's not been great, has it? The vitality, or is it back to Dean Course, as I think someone said before? So I don't know. I think this Everton team should be more than capable of winning, but yeah, I don't like hoodoo grounds like Tottenham. I don't know how long the Tottenham ground was a hoodoo ground for. It was like 15, 16 years ago anyway. We just never won there, and I'd hate Bournemouth because Bournemouth aren't Tottenham to become one of those grounds.
Don't say that.
I know.
Don't say. No, you're right. We won there in the FA Cup, didn't we? That in the 3-3 season.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
I just think we've had 2-0 up last year, blew it. 1-1 the year before, going for the win, and Brian Fraser scored an injury time. We lost it. Even the year before, we lost 1-0 under Koeman. We had loads of chances, and
the other team who allow to create chances.
Yeah.
But they're also a team that can expose maybe some of Everton's weaknesses in terms of pace and movement in the back line, in the back line. But yeah, we just need to take our chances. I think we will get enough chances. I think Keane will certainly get more chances in this game than he's probably got in other games. And I fancy him to score, to be honest with you. Richarlison and Sigurdsson and Iwobi, that front four should be quite potent against Bournemouth. But yeah, it's a funny old game, isn't it? I guess as they say, it's one of those games that you think when you go Bournemouth, you think, yeah, we should get 3 points there, and then you look at it and think, we had a bit of trouble there down the years. And I felt when we did the preview before, sitting there thinking, yes, we're going to win this game. And I thought, it's bloody Bournemouth away though, and it's one of those. So,
we've had Villa away and Palace away, and haven't scored a goal. These will be a little bit more open.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think for Everton, it's time to start creating some new memories. Start creating some new habits, like going away and sticking 3 on these maybe, and getting the result we need. And I think if we could go there and win, listen, I'd take 1-0 with an own goal from Nathan Ahi or something.
Yeah, great, yeah.
But just a victory, I think, would set us up nicely for Sheffield United at home. And I think if you're getting that thing out the way of they haven't won away from home yet and all that. And I always like to get those firsts out the way. Yeah. We've got the defeat out the way. We've won first home game. And if we can go and get this first away victory, everything's off his back. Then it's like, yeah, but decent away. Because obviously one of the things that is getting levelled at them is that we've not come from behind under Marco Silva.
No, we haven't. No, I've not seen that stat yet. It's like a really bad record. Yeah,
it's not great, is it? I mean, ideally, I hope we don't have to. I hope we score first in every game and win them.
Especially against the majority of the league, though. If you can see first, they drop in, don't they? Then, and we then, as we've discussed before, have tended to struggle at times in the past, breaking teams down. And so having that defensive solidity and being able to get through the first 20 minutes of a game and then sort of letting our class show and hopefully then scoring the first goal as well, that should help us. But we can't concede early against Bournemouth. But the weird thing about this game is, and you think about it, you can ask for a score, with a score prediction, you go, could be 1-1, could be 2-2, could be 6-6. You don't know. It's because Bournemouth sometimes do have those 0-0 draws where they don't score, but then sometimes they're wild games. I think they involved in the 5-3 at the end of the season last season as well. Palace, so they have games like that. And I think Everton could certainly score 4 on Sunday, but they could also score 1 and win 1-0. So either or do.
I mean, we beat them 6-3 a couple of years ago with Ron, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah.
On the Ross Barkley celebration before it gone in and all that. So there's always been goals in it. It's just one of them. They're one of them clubs, aren't they? Look at them, they have 11,000 fans and
they are expanding, I think,
but I just mean at the moment, and you look on and you just think we should be able to go there, and they probably have like hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows in, and you can get in
blankets,
the bar and
buy a blanket,
blankets, and Harry Redknapp will be there trying to sell you a jam roly-poly when you go down there, and you've got pictures of the fans at the side of the stand, and it always freaks me out a little bit. Fans, looking like they've got more, and I don't know.
They're hard to dislike, though.
No, I don't dislike them.
No, it is. I think they're one of those clubs, though, that people go, I like Bournemouth. Because Eddie Howe, he's an Evertonian, we all know that, and I know people wouldn't want him as manager. That's been long discussed in the past, but he plays a nice, attractive style of football. They've got some nice players. They're quite a harmless club. I'm not a big fan of Aston Villa. I think I've made that quite clear because they won the European Cup and we haven't. But, there's teams that we don't like in the league, like West Ham, and people like, but Bournemouth,
Newcastle.
Yeah, but that's because they think the best in us.
Yeah, but I just don't like Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly.
Bournemouth are sharp. I mean, Sunday, it's on the south coast. It's probably going to be about 70 degrees. It always seems to be sunny when we go there.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
They'll all be out there with the shorts on and the shades, and, our fans will go down and make loads of
sweaters over the shoulders.
Sweaters just tied across.
Well, pastel colours,
come for a little walk along the
dog on the seat next to them.
The dog just there, again with the hot chocolate with the marshmallow. Exactly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I like a hot chocolate.
Yeah, not a football fan. It's Bovril in it. We're a Bovril type of club.
Well, Bovril, are you?
Have you ever thought what Bovril could probably power because how hot it is, the world's electric, energy source?
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Lose power, does it? It takes a while for it to lose.
You lose the skin off your lips as soon as you take the cup off the top of it.
I mean, isn't it essentially just gravy?
I think it is. Sam Allardyce is a big fan, I'm told.
I mean, you've ruined it there. I was back with your FA Cup third round day freezing cup of Bovril. Last time I had a cup of Bovril was Shrewsbury away in the FA Cup. I had a pie and a cup of Bovril.
Away, right, okay.
We got beat. Nigel Jemson done us.
No, that never happened, did it?
GMO done us twice. Yeah, Kevin Ratcliffe was their manager, and I haven't had a cup of Bovril since because it was something. It was a drink you used to get at the match.
It's a match drink. I was brought up with people getting Bovril.
It was like, I'm on a kick at old school here. I'm having a pie and a Bovril at Shrewsbury because we're here. In fact, I've probably seen Billy.
Or the Glinton, Billy's dad's eye.
Billy's dad,
Billy's born about 99.
It was. So that was 03. Yeah, Billy was just a nip. I've probably seen him getting pushed by one of the MILFs in Shrewsbury because it's full of them. But no, that was the last time I had the Bovril. Yeah, I remember when I was thinking, this is hot. This is not cooling down.
It's like nuclear, isn't it? Nuclear heat. That's you know what, that's like a sort of past, like a sort of rite of passage in football. You have a Bovril when you go to the match, and obviously maybe Bournemouth's is like
Bournemouth's is a hot chocolate
with marshmallows, or a choice of marshmallows,
cappuccino, a latte.
Yeah, exactly.
A frappe.
Yeah, we barely. I went to Tottenham's ground and they had all those wonderful machines to pour beer, and they had like you could have a 3-course dinner or something. One of the places, it was it was a bit different, but going back to Bournemouth, I think my prediction. It's 3-1 to Everton.
3-1?
Yeah. I fancy Richarlison. I fancy Iwobi Iwobi and Richarlison and Keane. Gylfi to get an assist, or at least one assist. Maybe a goal. Or maybe Mina to score, because it's going to happen.
You've gone very specific here with goals and how
I like to, though, because I like to just go. I've got terrible history of predicting results, I'm going to be honest here, but no.
Now you're telling us, now the one.
Well, if anyone listens to the Villa podcast, I said 3-0 to Everton.
Why are you predicting scores? Just don't do it.
Sometimes it works for me.
Yeah, sometimes. No, I'm going to... you're saying Yerry Mina there, going all Funes Mori. He scored in the 3-3, didn't he, down there, off a corner. I listen, I think I think it'll be a very tough game, but I can see Everton just nicking it. 6-0. No, I can see Everton just nicking it, maybe 2-1.
I'd take that all day.
3-2, but
10 points, get to double figures.
I mean, it'll be tough. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Right back on the title race, if the top teams lose as well.
Exactly. Want to win the league and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'd like to pull a Liverpool because they've gone down and beat them 4-0 about the last couple.
Well, they've
had 2 4-0s and a 4-3 defeat there, haven't they?
The Bournemouth players are watching their benches through the players going to be next season.
Yeah,
they've got 3 Liverpool players, of course, haven't they?
Why have you brought that up? Hang on. All of a sudden, you've brought up
my terrible predictions.
How terrible you are at predictions. We've got through nearly all of this little section, and now you've threw it back in everyone's mind that they've got the likes of Solanke and
I would like to laugh though. Someone
Wilson.
put it up last night that John Aldridge did say in the paper one time that Liverpool definitely should sell Sterling because they've got Jordan
Ibe was better.
Yeah, so
that's Raheem, one of the top players in the world.
Yes,
Sterling.
But yeah, so and that adds a bit of extra bite to it because they are Liverpool's,
reserves.
Well, they're the bank of Liverpool, and they give them all the money, don't they? But again, I think we'll beat them. But I'd take a 1-0.
Any victory, just let's get there.
Let's get to October where we're starting to get into click and get into rhythm, and get those points on the board. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So literally, if Marco's listening to this, because he does,
so.
Get to Bournemouth on Sunday. Don't go Saturday. I mean, we'd probably win if we went Saturday. Get there Sunday. Get your Everton training top. Cross it over as you walk in.
Yeah.
Have a nice hot chocolate. Win the game, and then come home with the 3 points. That's literally the that's the
order
plan.
of the day. It's the order of the day.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
And Sky Sports.
Yeah, don't watch the build up. It'll be absolute nonsense.
It's gonna be.
Who's the game on after us?
Don't know.
If it's one of the top teams, it'll be.
Well, Liverpool's the early game Saturday, isn't it? Against Newcastle.
So they'll probably have all Liverpool come for the Man U or other games on Sunday.
Yeah. So it'll be Souness and Redknapp.
Yeah, I don't really want them talking about
He'll probably loan Danny Murphy and Stephen Warnock, get them in. He'll probably fly in Ryan Babel, and you know what they're like. They'll just have everyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not all. If it ever panned around the Sky studio, all the cameramen are probably like John Barnes is probably there on the camera. Ray Houghton will be in the background mixing.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise
me. Dean
me.
Saunders won't be there though, will he?
He's gone there. Big Dean.
Yeah, if you can walk in a straight line, you know what I mean?
Let's
allegedly. No, actually, it's not allegedly. He's actually been done for.
Has he been? Let's step away from the Saunders chat. I would. So there you go. That's it. Piv has gone for a 3-1 victory for Everton. I'm going for a narrow Everton victory because why wouldn't I?
I don't like to say we could see, but I think they're a good enough side to cause problems.
That's what essentially you've just said. You just told us we're going to concede.
So. No, we'll win 6-0 now. It'll be a breeze and I'll be lying, so we'll see. It'd be nice to put a team to the sword. We don't do it often enough sometimes. And when we did Man United, it was Man United 4-0 last year.
Yeah.
I like games
Burnley,
like that.
5-1.
Yeah,
nice repeat of that.
I'd like to see a couple more of them this season. Like we did a few times under Koeman, didn't we, at home that season? And 7-1, Sunderland all those years ago as well.
Now he's just reminiscing.
I
don't know where he's gone with this now.
I like to reminisce about good nights at Goodison, but
let's probably end. I mean,
just trail off.
He tried to Bakayoko me off before, but
I got
come
that
up short with that.
I was a child. I was a young child of 11.
Your memory should be perfect. Then should have been made an impression on you.
He didn't make that much impression. He was terrible.
He scored 2 goals that kept us up. Never forget Ibrahim Bakayoko.
The best 97-98 Chapman player ever.
He was incredible. I actually believe. Well, I think we signed him off the back of Champions. I'm not messing.
Well, Paul and Collie used to give us the data, didn't they? They had off Football Manager. We used to be able to use it. I think we still did in the Moyes as well, but potentially you're right there. Yeah.
So there you go. Bakayoko was signed on the back of a great Football Manager season. Championship manager.
Hey, what worse has happened?
Exactly.
Ali Dyer, Graham Souness.
Back around, circle.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Check out, if you're a patron, make sure you check out. We're going to do a video on the pundits and how good they are in this country. So it should be interesting. It should be very interesting. Big thanks to Andy for joining me here for episode 5. Ped will be back with us next week for episode 6. This is going to start to sound a bit like Star Wars, isn't it? Some people won't like that. Episode 6 next week. Thanks for listening. Take it easy. See you later.
Peace out.